in the thing. If people are joining us, please let us know in the comments where you're from, what's up, how you doing, how did you hear about us, about acquisitions.com, how did you hear about me? And let's just let a few more people to join and we'll get started officially with some cool new training on how to execute on business acquisitions. All right. Hey everyone, let me join the chat as well. It's pretty cool, man. I think I'm gonna enjoy that YouTube thing. So 2 people, some more people are joining. Let's wait a minute and we'll get started. Anyway, I'm gonna wait for a few more people, get to like 7, 8, 10 people, and we'll get started with the official training. Today, I'm gonna share with you guys on kind of like the steps to close a deal, on what it looks like on the final stages in a deal, kind of like a little bit about offers, deal structures, talking about due diligence a little bit, you know, and share with you some of thoughts there. All-time subscriber here. Who is it? I don't see a name. You only see upvote, comment, you. Yeah, guys, let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know how we can help. Let us know if you have any questions. I'm going to start with some kind of a training on business acquisitions. And then if you have questions and in between, I'm happy to answer anything you have. Let me know also, I'd love to know if you ever bought a business, if you're a business owner, if you have a full-time job and you want to get into business acquisitions, or what got you excited about this space of buying businesses? That would be super cool to know. But I see we're 2 minutes on the hour. I see we have a few people already live. So let's get started. So while people are joining us, guys, in a nutshell, the acquisition process, the way that I see it, is basically kind of like 3 steps. You got to have deal flow. You got to know how to analyze deals, and then you got to know how to execute on deals, right? Today, we're going to talk more about kind of like the deal execution stuff. And if you're new to acquisitions, like, guys, this is a black box of like how to build wealth. I don't know if you know, but like some of the richest people you know out there, they're buying companies. Warren Buffett, like even like big entrepreneurs, like big CEOs of public companies, they mostly grow by acquisitions. If you look at Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, like, you know, Facebook, they bought Instagram, they bought WhatsApp. I mean, most people don't know, but Elon Musk didn't start Tesla. He went into an existing business and then took that business to where it is right now. So I don't care where you're at, what's your situation, growing by acquisitions is the way to go, especially in the next decade with what's going on with all the baby boomers who are about to retire. There's probably never been such a great opportunity like we have right now to buy and sell small businesses. So learning this skill set is probably the most lucrative, like entrepreneurial skill in the world that you can have. So today, like I said, we're going to talk more about kind of like, you know, what it looks like to execute on a deal, kind of like the final phases of a deal. And in the end, I'm also going to make an offer for you to jump on a call with us to talk to my team to see if we can help you even more with buying and selling businesses. So if you want, feel free to go to acquisitions.com. I'm going to post it in the chat, acquisitions.com/apply. You can always go there, and if you have like, you know, you want to book a call with my team, see if we can help you even more, just go there, put your information, book a time, and show up on the call, and we'll see kind of like where you're at, where you want to be, and see if we can help or not. Anyway, so today, like I said, deal execution. Deal execution is all about kind of like, you know, what you do after the initial offer. After you're making an offer, usually you're making an offer has been accepted or rejected. If rejected, you can always, you know, you can go back to like basically creating another offer, sending a counter offer, looking at different deal structures, different offer angles, analyze the deal in a different way. But when the offer accepted, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit today, is what you're going to do then, right? Like a lot of people are afraid, okay, what if someone's going to tell yes? So that's pretty much the process of what that looks like when, you know, everything about kind of like legalized, like making sure everything is legal, making sure that you're doing due diligence on a deal, and just, you know, getting the deal across the finish line. That's kind of like what I want to share a little bit about today. And like I said, if you have questions, go like put them in the chat, and I'm going to answer them in a bit. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to answer all of them today. So yeah, deal execution is obviously critical, because without it, you're just wasting time and energy. You're pretty much just talking and dreaming, right? I don't care like where you're at in the process of buying businesses. Sorry, if you don't know how to execute on a deal, like even after an offer got accepted, and you don't know how to, get the last final steps, then it's not worth it. At the end of the day, the goal here is to own a business that makes you money, and not just to be involved in the process of just talking to business owners. If you don't have good deal execution processes or systems, then you can work hard but get no results, because you just can't finish the process. Like I said, that's not the goal here. The goal is to own businesses and make money from them, and you're just going to miss details that hurt you in the long run. I see a lot of people who spend a small fortune doing due diligence and bringing outside experts, getting advice when it's not always needed, and paying them upfront, like a lot of stuff like that, or paying them too much in equity and diluting themselves too much because they don't know what's even involved. And then a lot of people are afraid that people are going to steal their deals and stuff like that. And obviously, you don't want to expose yourself to risk, fraud, or mistakes if you're doing you're taking the wrong steps with deal executions. And obviously, if you don't do your deal execution well, your due diligence well, then guess what? You're basically setting yourself for failure after you close the deal, right? So that's something to think about. Obviously, if you do it right, you know how to execute a deal. Guess what? Your acquisition will be smooth, and you'll just have a massive win in the future. Your wealth, your dreams, your impact, all of it can be done with a few good acquisitions. If you get this wrong, you can acquire kind of like ticking bomb type businesses that can become like almost like a messy trap that destroy your time, energy, money. I heard horror stories of people who didn't know how to do due diligence on deals, who spent their life savings on a business that wasn't good, just to keep the business afloat. I heard on people that literally went bankrupt because they spent the small fortunes on due diligence with lawyers and accountants paying them upfront on deals that they weren't able to close. So that can get messy if you don't know how to handle it. So I want to kind of like make sure that we're saving a few of those horror stories. So yeah, I can mention kind of like again a few more words today, all about also letter of intent, LOI, due diligence, what that looks like, and the closing the deal, kind of like the nitty gritty. I can talk a little about the closing day, what that looks like. If you want, let me know in the chat if that will be interesting, like what that looks like when you actually, in the closing day, how to do it right, how to make sure that it's simple and straightforward so you don't freak out too much. I can also share with you some common mistakes if you want. So let me know. I'm going to check the chat just to see what type of questions we have in the meantime. And yeah, like I said, at any point, if you feel like acquisitions is for you, or you want to find out if acquisitions is for you, go to acquisitions.com/apply and just book a call with us, and let's see if we can help you buy businesses. Like some of our clients, I don't know if you saw some of their results. We had one of our clients, Matt, just bought a business doing 22 million pounds a year in revenues using none of his own money, using other people's money. So if you want those kind of results, it took him less than a year. I mean, most businesses don't get to those numbers in their lifetime. So 22 million pounds isn't too bad. Let me see the questions. So question from Lord Ellen Kenneth. Nice. I like to talk to lords. Hey, Imran, I'm considering business at the moment, and I'm able to send LOI. Do I need to have accountants and lawyers to check out the business first? It really depends on what's your understanding. Like in the end of the day, you do want to have some basic understanding on finance and legal, just to know what you're doing. So I see too many people depending on accountants and lawyers to do the work for them. But in the end of the day, if you don't know the basics, it's a bit scary to do deals if you don't even understand the basics on what is a good deal, how to even analyze deals on a basic level. Did you quit your full-time job when you started QLA Porsches? How many months did it take you from going from nothing to your first deal? It's a good question. So I've actually done kind of my first deal before I even went to the castle, and then I went to the castle to kind of continue my journey. I'm pretty much a business owner from the day I remember. Like in all of my adult years, I literally just had one job for a few months, and even from that job, I got fired. So I don't know if I'm a good example for that. Your videos are very helpful, buddy. Thank you, Romy. I appreciate that. Question from Bill Richardson. I found your content on YouTube. Hope you're doing good, Bill. Thank you for checking my YouTube videos. Suggestions probably linked to them, Penny and Look. I'm part of a Facebook group. I have a cloud POS software company. I'm looking for capital investors. Cool. Well, I'll tell you this. Another thing you can think about is potentially to go out there and buy companies in your sector and grow it by acquisitions instead of raising capital internally for your business, right? Because most likely you want to raise capital, in your case, probably to grow organically, right? To probably bring in more customers, more like potentially employees, test different products. And when you buy an existing business, you already get yourself into companies that already have great talent, revenues, cash flow right away, great systems and processes, great talent, and that might be a better process for you. Can I execute the acquisition model being 18 years old? You're just going to have a much more difficult learning curve because, yeah, buying businesses is next level entrepreneurship. Although we do have clients that literally finished college and bought $1 million businesses, so it really depends. Actively looking for my first company to buy in the Netherlands, Romy. Awesome, good stuff. Good luck. Let us know if you have any questions. So let me just share a few more kind of like thoughts on the process of kind of like, you know, execution on deals. A lot of you, I don't know if you know how to make offers or not, or know if a deal is a good deal or not. Let me know in the chat. I'd love to know. Or how to put an LOI in play, you know, kind of like how to write an LOI. But basically an LOI, for those of you who don't know, just in a nutshell, is kind of like an extended version of an offer with just more details about the deal. And it's a place for you to set the most important terms on each deal, and everything you want in the deal, in the acquisition, should be in that LOI, in that letter of intent. Other people call it the term sheet as well, depends on where you're at, kind of like which country you're at, etc., etc. But in the end, the goal of an LOI is to make sure that everyone is getting on the same page without being binding, like without being, you know, you legally binding to do that. Some of the stuff you're probably going to see on an LOI are things like just buyer and seller information, price, structure, liabilities on the deal, seller financing details, working capital adjustments, earnout details if you have, more about the exclusivity period with that company. Obviously, purchase agreement happens after the due diligence, so you can write all about the terms of the due diligence in the LOI. There are deals where you can go directly into a purchase agreement, but usually it's very common to just do an LOI first for you to have an exclusivity to do your due diligence. If you get this right, obviously all this process of kind of like making offers, doing deals, you won't run into negotiation surprises near the end of the close, and you don't want that, right? You don't want to have surprises when you're about to close a deal. You'll know better where to spend your time, how to spend your time in the process, and you just be able to quickly evaluate potential costs for the acquisitions that you have. If you do it wrong, like I've seen mistakes, like I said, a lot of problems and mistakes, like seller that's regretting the sale if you don't know what you're doing, like changes in the last minute, like also like people like lost detail, like and then you get ambushed in the day of the close. That's not fun. If you don't have exclusivity on the deal, that can be messy. And some people just, you know, like even simple things, like some people just go to lawyers and draft agreements from scratch, like LOI agreements from scratch. And just by working with templates, like for example, for us, with all of our clients, we provide them templates and things that cost for us a lot of money in the past, but now can save them a lot of money when they use our templates, and they can go to lawyers and tell them, hey, just review these documents versus drafting anything from scratch. So that alone can save you a small fortune. And yeah, by the way, at any point, if you want to get into acquisitions and get the full support, go to acquisitions.com/apply, put your information in there, book a call with our team, and let's see if we can help you long-term to buy businesses, you know, in whatever sector you want. Like I said, some of our clients are out there killing it. We have people buying, you know, anywhere from 1, 2 to, we had a guy who bought 10 businesses in less than a year. Each of them had like management team in play, cash flow, revenues, and you know, it's not too bad when each of those businesses doing at least $1 million a year in revenues. Right now, we're actually working on a deal. I literally just looked at a company right now with one of our clients. So the beauty of working with us compared to anyone else is that not only that we're a marketplace and we have deals coming our way, we also have capital support as well. So if you need help with capital, we can help you there as well with equity or introduction to debt institutions that most people don't do, at least on the level that we do and the care that we do and the level of introduction that we do for you. So just by coming through us, it's almost like having your own board, but in a very fair, just take it, you know, work with those people because we want to support our clients. Let me just make sure that I go through the chat and you know, things are going well. lost pretty much everything through the pandemic, mid-20s. Oh wow, sorry to hear that. How do you suggest to start? By watching videos like this, or if you wanna get super committed and get our support for a full year, go to acquisitions.com/apply, and we can see if we can even help you even more. Divery, hey brother, hey my man. Thanks Ron for doing this. I have one question. Do you know folks doing acquisition in Africa? If you were in Africa, what would be your strategy? I know you have clients that doing deals, I think, in South Africa. I don't know if specifically other places. If we partner, would you be the co-CEO? No, I don't want to be a CEO at this point. If we're going to help you, it's more of kind of like a strategic advisor and an investor. No more than that. Daniel, hey Moran, I'm in Canada. I'm looking for money partners to buy businesses in Canada. Can we partner somehow, or know people I can partner with? Also plan on moving to the US in the fall. Thank you. Yeah, Daniel. So with our clients who go through our process and understand kind of like, our terminology, and we know that they know what they need to know, then we support them. We introduce them to investors or potentially invest ourselves. If it's a really, really good deal, I'll put money myself. But there's so much to learn about this process that we find out that going through our acquisitions network and training, it's just a great way for us to filter just people who are serious and yeah, who's serious and understand kind of like what they need to do out there when they talk to a company, because a lot of time money is not what you need. What you need is a better structure and a better deal structure and different ways to raise capital, and not necessarily just more money. David, I already identified 2 key businesses I want to approach. They are being sold by brokers. How do I get past the broker? Great question. We have a full training on that. When you're part of our network, guess what? You can use us as your track record, as now you're part of this group of high net worth individuals that can join you as investors. And when you have investors behind you, then it's really, really easy to position yourself when you talk to brokers. So yeah, hope that answered that. Yeah, so let me just go through a few more ideas and topics on kind of due diligence and stuff like that. So what kind of things you want to look for in due diligence? For example, things you want to ask for, and you can literally just go for the owner and ask for it, is like ask for monthly balance sheet, monthly P&L, ask for budgets for the business ideally, or some plans that they have written ideally, and some kind of an Excel spreadsheet if they have. You want to have as many business plans that the business owner have, then you can easily introduce it to the investors and financial institutions. Ideally, you want to have a list of all the bank or other cash accounts or receivables books, any bank statement you can get, any marketing plan you can get, any information about aging accounts receivables, kind of like you can, ideally like monthly reports, any write-offs, any inventory reports, any inventory aging reports, any like list of employees, salary rates, insurance, benefits. Yeah, you want to know all those things when you're doing due diligence. And a lot of those things that I'm going through right now, you don't necessarily need to know yourself, but if you have a good team and you have a good process, you just literally send a list like that to the business owner, and a lot of time you're just being asked by your financial institution. So those are some of the things that you probably want to ask. There's a lot of other things, but I think for now, I don't want to overwhelm you. I think that's enough for you. And yeah, if you get it right, obviously you'll buy the business you want, and you won't make small fortune mistakes. The biggest thing I don't want to do is to make small fortune mistakes. I literally have people who come to me after they try to do it on their own for 1 year, for a few months, and they come back to me like, Moran, I wish I was able to learn from you like 6 months ago or a year ago, because that would save me a life saving that I spent on the wrong deal, buying the wrong company and deploying capital in a business that is just losing money because someone told me that I got to go out there and buy any business I can find. So that's not the strategy. You got to know what business you're buying. Like some of our clients, for example, like the guy I just mentioned, he bought a business doing 22 million pounds a year, and then he bought it 18 million pounds a year business. It took him almost a year to close both of those deals. And the reason that it took him so much is because he wanted to do good deals. He didn't necessarily wanted to go out there and buy any business. So that's something you want to, pay attention to, and make sure that if you buy a business, you buy a good one and not just anyone you find. Like, remember, at the end of the day, the goal is to own a business that makes you money, that builds you wealth. You don't want to buy just businesses for the sake of buying businesses to say that you bought a business, right? And remember, if you want that support at any point during the call, you can go to acquisitions.com/apply and just book a call, talk to us, and we'll see how we can help you. Let me just go through the questions a bit more and see what's up here. All right, David, next, how do I quickly get an offer in even though I have no idea how I'll get the financing? You mean how to make an offer on the business? Well, you got to analyze the deal. You got to see what the financials looks like. You got to, talk to the seller and see how motivated it is or not. And based on that, you can come up with the offer. Obviously, ideally, you want to know a lot of different deal structures and a way to raise capital from. And when you have a lot of opportunities and a lot of different deal structures and capital opportunities, then you can find out the best deal structure and terms for that business. What other questions we have here? What's the first thing you do after the deal has been agreed? I'm going to go through it a bit more, but some of those things that I just mentioned, literally, after you sign an LOI, you got to start with your due diligence. Thanks for this. What is the most common mistakes you see from people making business acquisitions like us? I think having no knowledge or understanding of what due diligence look like. So even if you're getting an offer accepted, most people don't know how to do how to take the right steps after that. That's why I'm going through some of the things I'm mentioning today. What else we got here? By the way, if you have ideas on what kind of videos you want me to make and stuff like that, let me know, because I might come up with like cool topics for videos. If I find a deal, how do I get support? Go to acquisitions.com/apply and we can see if we can help. For all of you who want more of my help on a regular basis. Did you use SBA for acquisitions? You can, I personally didn't need to. And I personally at this point can't because I'm not a US citizen, but you can definitely use SBA loan, either yourself or bring in a partner that you will do it. Ian, Amaron, I'm looking at a deal that's only 75,000 plus 50,000 inventory to acquire a gas station with a pizza store inside. It nets 200,000 per year. Is this a good deal for you to help me with? It's definitely a good deal if it's a good deal enough for you. It really depends on what size of business is good enough for you to kind of like support you with your lifestyle and your income. And we're happy to help you with any deal that makes sense for you. If we're going to invest in the deal ourselves or support with our investors, that's a different question, and we'll need to see more of the numbers. But like I said, for all of you guys who want to be involved and get our help, you'll need to join our network. So just go to acquisitions.com/apply and let's just have a chat. Let's see how we can help or not. What else? So in terms of, I know some people ask me what a closing day looks like when you close the deal. Pretty much it's just another day. It's easy, it's simple. If you've done the work until that point, you've done your due diligence right. It's not a big problem. It is hard and risky if you didn't do it right so far, but it's pretty much just pop the champagne and get back to work. The real work starts after you buy the business, right? Because then you have a team you need to take care of, and that's where the real work starts. That's where you really make money or not. After you bought the business, guess what? Now you're the owner, right? So congrats. You probably want to register a new company before that, a new SPV, a special purpose vehicle. And that can be done literally just a few days before closing. You don't need to register a company a year before just because you want to buy a company. I see a lot of people making that silly mistake. You don't need to, right? Get on the bank mandate. I see a lot of people who have issues there. Like I heard horror stories there, or people who don't go on the bank mandate and then they get a lot of time to even be able to see info about the bank. So that's important, guys. And if they like, sometimes it's going to take some time for them to add you as the owner, and so the banks are going to do they're going to annoy you on some of the details. So a trick that you can do is add yourself as a bookkeeper at first, and then it will be easier to get access right away then. And then later say you bought it or something like that. That's what I've done in the past, but that's something to think about, how you can handle, make sure that you're on the mandate of the business. That's super, super important. Then obviously you meet all the people, you just say hi. And you need to remember you are the leader of the business now, right? So they now look at you. So, you got to have also a lot of compassion because they're scared. A lot of employees are going to be scared that you're going to fire them and kick them out of the business. And now you're the new guy, kind of on the block. So it's time for you to negotiate everything every time you have with different suppliers, employees, or whatever makes sense for that business to increase cash flow and grow the business. What else do you guys want to know? But this is where you really make money, guys, after you close the deal. Sometimes there is even enough financing where you can, take some of that financing for yourself, for your pocket. But in the end of the day, then when you're the owner, it doesn't matter. You can pay yourself in income, in distributions, in however you want. And of course, now you own equity in something that's hopefully worth something if you build the right business. Let me just look at the chat again, and then we can mention some few mistakes that I've seen people making. Do you want me to go through a few mistakes? Let me know in the chat if you want me to go through a few mistakes that I've seen people going through when closing a deal. What are your thoughts on using your lawyers on your board of directors instead of securing a law firm when you're buying your first business? Could that help in mitigating legal expense? If that's something you want to do, it doesn't matter if you know how to negotiate, kind of like a success fee with an external firm. It really depends on how much you value your equity and how much you want to be diluted or not. But there's no right or wrong. In the end of the day, it's kind of like what makes sense for you. But ideally, you want to know all the options and not just one way of doing things. Like, I see a lot of people just talk about one way of doing things. I don't think that's the way to do. I think in the end of the day, you want to learn about a lot of different ways to do things and do deals, and then pick what makes sense for you the most. What other questions you have? Florine, hey Moran, you did an awesome job. Also, you are an example to many. All the best. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay, sweet. I see. Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. What other questions do we have here? You had a SaaS company. What main things you check before buying? Well, at this point in my life, I think the biggest thing you want to know is the biggest thing you want to know is actually who are the people you're going to work with. Obviously, look at the financials, look at the forecast, look what's possible, look if the product makes sense, if there are happy employees, happy customers. But I really believe that every business problem is an HR problem, is a people problem. At this point, more than ever, like literally every problem that you might have or not comes down to the people you have in the business. So when you're buying a business, you want to know and understand kind of like who are the people. Do you think those are people that can, run that business? What else we have here? It's interesting. We get a lot of dislikes for this live. Should I never do it again? Let me know. What do you think? Why are we getting so many dislikes? If you don't like it, I don't have to do it moving forward. I just thought it would be cool. What else we got here? I know how to put the deal together, but I don't know how to run the numbers. For example, EBITDA and buying multiples. Yeah, that's definitely something you want to learn. Like if you don't know, guys, if you don't know basic stuff about understanding financials, understanding kind of like a bit about legals and agreements, then you trust in people too much. I don't think it's the right way to go. I mean, obviously it's good for you to it's definitely good for you to use outside advisors, but to trust them blindly, I think like anything in life, I don't think it's such a good idea, to be honest. So yeah, that's something to think about. Marius, I'm 24 years old and I have no money. How can I buy a business? So we have like 30 plus different deal structures that are not necessarily, you don't need to use your own money. But again, I don't like when people come to me and they're like, hey, I don't have any dollar in my name. I don't want to do any work and I want to be a billionaire in a day. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Like there's a lot of work that you need to do either way. But if you know what you're doing, like most of our clients are not using necessarily their own money. They're going out there, they're using other people's money. Now, I think it's kind of like a misunderstanding that is in the market that when we say no money down deals, it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't pay for the business. We are paying for the business. We are paying a lot of money for the business. but that money doesn't necessarily come from our pockets. It's money that can come from investors, financial institutions, suppliers, customers, employees. Like one of the structures that a lot of people don't know is like that we show our clients is you can go to, when you go in to buy a business, you can go to a competitor and go to their employees and literally tell them, hey, to the CEO of the competitor and tell them, hey, look, I'm about to buy this business. Would you like to join me for this business? I'll sell you 10, 20% in the deal. And guess what? He'll put money to join you as a partner, as a CEO, and you can use this money to buy the business. So you paid money for the business, but the money doesn't necessarily come from your pocket, right? It basically comes from someone else that you can know how to talk to, and how to position yourself in a way that makes sense for them to invest in you, and you then the owner of the business alongside him, or even he's the majority, you're the majority. All depends on what you negotiate with him. Okay, so I see some more likes now. Good stuff. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. If you like this live, hit the like, let me know, and then I'll do more of those, because otherwise I can just do other cool stuff with my life. Although right now with the virus, it's a bit of a problem. I hope you're doing good. Where are you at in the world, guys? Let me know. Like, how are you doing there with everything? Are you still in lockdowns or getting back to life a bit? Like, just curious to understand where everyone is from and how you've been doing. Hopefully you've been doing good and took some time for yourself to kind of like, become more peaceful, hopefully, in this crazy time, because man, life is crazy, seriously. Okay, let's talk about a few mistakes, if you want, and kind of like when you close the deal and what that looks like. Like I said, so one of the mistakes that I've seen people are doing is they're being too passive. Like if the offer is getting accepted, you need to be more focused than ever to not close the deal, right? Another mistake I see is, I don't know if it's a mistake, but I see people do that, and it's sometimes go against them, is they go to the sales and purchase agreement right away before going through an LOI. Sometimes it's okay with like a distressed deal, but normally it's not what you want. You want to know what you're buying. You want to go through any due diligence period, and especially if you need to raise capital, you'll probably, like, the investors and financial institution will insist that anyway. Another mistake that I see people are doing is like they're taking forever to get a board of directors to review a deal because they don't know anything about the basics of the deal, and they're waiting for someone else to tell them if the deal is good or not to move forward on things. And I don't know, it's up to you, but for me, I don't like to be 100% not in control. And when you don't know anything about, how to analyze the deal, how to understand a bit, at least the basics of due diligence, then it's going to be difficult to close the deal. Another mistake is probably not getting access to updated numbers, like financials of a deal. Like even right now, think like numbers, pre-virus numbers and post-virus numbers for some sectors, they're going to be very, very different, right? If you're going to show me numbers of restaurants, some of the best restaurants before the virus, and numbers like after, they're going to be very different. So you want to make sure you have updated financials. A lot of other mistakes I see is people just want to close the deal based on the numbers and that's it, without talking to the team and understanding what's kind of relationships and who is really responsible for anything about the business. Like, guys, you are the leader. You need to know what's up. Like, they need to feel like their job is secured. And like I said, there's a lot of acquisitions where employees are getting fired, and if you're not there to reassure them and make sure that they're focused and productive, you're gonna get yourself in a mess. Not learning enough about kind of like systems, the operations, the suppliers in the business, just to even be able to renegotiate terms after the deal, or raise capital from some of them before the deal, or just basically making sure that money is still coming in the business with the right systems and operations. Not having clear agreements probably with your advisors, like not knowing how to pay them, when to pay them, if it's with equity or payment upfront or delayed, or how much they even need to get paid per deal. That's a mistake that I see people are making, and then they're just like running with whatever they think makes sense, or watching whatever YouTube video or something. Another mistake is probably not getting a mandate on the bank account. I've seen people stuck without cash flow for the first few weeks because of that after buying a business. That's not fun. Another one is probably relying too much on banks and debt financing to close a deal. And or I see people who start to talk to banks just after signing an LOI, or never talking to them, but then sometimes they need equity and then they're not prepared. They don't know how to access equity. and then the due diligence is about to end, and then they're just left high and dry with nothing. That's a big mistake that I see people are doing. And that's the beauty of working with us right now. If you work with us, if you go to acquisitions.com, you can see we're a marketplace. We have a lot of deals coming our way, so we can send you some of those deals if you're one of our clients. And so we're not only helping you find the deal, because we have deals, we can send you them. We help you analyze the deals really fast. Like all of our clients within 5 minutes can know if a deal is a good deal or not. We're just understanding a few numbers because we created awesome different Excel modules that by itself worth so much. It's going to save you so much to understand a business or not. And right now we also help people with capital. So not only are we going to introduce you to banks that we work with or know, we're also going to introduce you to equity investors that are part of our network, or we can potentially even put money ourselves. Like there's literally a deal I looked at before we started this call that I'm thinking about putting money myself because it's such an interesting deal. With one of our guy, Jason, maybe shouldn't say his last name so you won't annoy him, but Jason who bought like 3 businesses already, and he just messaged me, he told me, hey, I'm looking at this deal, would you like to join me? And I'm like, that looks interesting, so we might explore that, we'll see. What other mistakes I'm seeing on due diligence and stuff like that is probably not signing exclusivity. That's probably not good if you don't want like competitors to shop for this deal at the same time. Putting penalty clause in the agreement, I don't think is a good idea either. So yeah, those are some of the things that come up to my mind. Let me go back to the chat. Christopher, I don't know anyone who has enough money to help out. That's about understanding how to build your network. In the end of the day, here's an idea, right? The way that I see that, it's more about, can you find the right deal? And like I told you, if you work with us, we have amazing deals. Like in the end of the day, if you have the right deal, you should be able to find the money. Like let me ask you this, Christopher. If I told you right now that I'm going to sell you a Ferrari, Christopher, for $20,000 because I got to sell my Ferrari. I got to run out of this country. I just don't want to stay here. So I have a Ferrari. I want to sell it to you for $20,000. I just want to get rid of it and get some liquidity for cash. And I told you, here's a Ferrari for $20,000, but you have a week, or you know what? Let's say this: you have 2 months to get me that money, $20,000. And then I also tell you, you know what, Christopher? In 5 years from now, I already have a buyer for you to buy that Ferrari from you for $200,000 at least. So my question for you is, would you be able to find $20,000 in the next 2 months if you have a guaranteed buyer to buy that Ferrari from you in 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is, right? And the answer should be yes, 100% yes, because you should tell to yourself, I would go to everyone I meet in the street if needed and tell them about this amazing deal that I have, to buy the Ferrari. And even if it means that I'll pay them, I don't know, 10% a year, even if it means that, I don't know, I'll bring them as partners, or even let them be the majority owner of the Ferrari. Why? Because I have an amazing deal. And that's what people don't understand. When you have an amazing deal, then you can get the money. And that's what we really try to build with Acquisitions.com, an amazing marketplace to find those deals for you and then hand it over to you. And yeah, for those of you who want to see how that works, go to acquisitions.com/apply and just book a call with our team, and let's see if we can support you or not. Cool. So I'm going to do a few more questions and then we can end the call. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like that, I can try to do more of those, like every week or two or something like that, whenever I feel like I just want to talk, but because I like it. I see some people are engaging and I love it. So if you enjoy that, we can see how we can do that. What other questions you have? I want to see questions that I didn't really answer. I have a deal under LOI and have my term sheet from my lender. You and others have been invaluable. So thank you for what you do. Thank you. Yes, yeah. Sorry for butchering your name probably. What other stuff here that we didn't really went through? What industry sectors are highest profit margins? I'm from the US. I don't think you should think just about margins. I think you should think about what business you want to be part of, what gets you excited, what gets you curious, what is a simple business model. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy, Chobani Yogurts, if you're in the US. He's a billion-dollar company of a guy who bought a business, no money down. So if I told all of you right now, hey, the best sector you can get yourself into is yogurt factories, you'd probably tell me I'm crazy. But this guy bought a business and grew into a billion-dollar company. So I think it's less about the sector. It's more about what gets you excited to wake up every morning. Let's answer one or two questions and then end this live. What else we got there that's interesting? Where can I find more content of what you teach? Just look at my YouTube channel. There's like 400 plus videos to start with, or you can go if you want to work with us long term, go to acquisitions.com/apply and book a call with us. I've been trying to buy a tool and die business for the last 5-6 years. I've not luck finding someone who will do enough seller financing to cover 20% of the bank won't cover. Well, guess what? You probably need equity investors, right? So, and that's what we try to provide with our clients. We give them access to equity investors that might put money in their deals. Yes, I like this interview. Thank you, Benjamin. All right, what we got here from Bill. I can find a company that could be acquired that we would grow the software company revenue. Would you look to combine both into one acquisition and let the additional be a separate deal? Or let the addition be a separate deal? It's up to you. It depends if there's any complementaries there or not, right? So that's what I would say. If it's a complementary business, then yeah, 100%. You can definitely check it out. Thank you for going live. Do you copy your strategy from Dan Pena? So I went to the castle I think like 6 years ago or something like that. Dan Pena is amazing. I since and before that learned about other stuff that works for me and for others. And I'm kind of giving you my. I don't think that anyone is original in this world, and if that everyone is kind of bringing their translation to something that is being done there. Acquisitions, buying businesses is being done for the last decade. So no one invented acquisitions. Everyone just bringing their own translation to what they think work. And I think you just need to pick one or two people that you resonate with and learn as much as you can from them. That's what I would suggest. And I think it's a great note to end the call with. So like I said, if you like this call and you want more of that, and you want to work with us and really get our support and someone to look at you and make sure you're not making mistakes and hold your hands and make sure that you're being kept accountable, and get all the support you need on finding deals, analyzing deals, and even helping you with financing that we can provide or connect you with, then go to acquisitions.com/apply and and we're happy to work with some of you guys and buy businesses with you. And like we had clients, like I said, that bought 1, 2, 3 businesses in less than a year, which of them doing at least $1 million a year in sales. No one in the industry is getting those kind of results for anyone, guaranteed. Like just in the last year, we supported the people in our network to buy more than $100 million worth of companies, and I think results speak for itself. Like we're a company that exists for like 2 years, and we got more results than anyone else. So if you want results, talk to us, and if we can help you, we'll let you know. If not, we'll steer you to someone else to support you there in your journey either way. So hope you enjoyed it. Give a like to the video or whatever you need to do here. I don't know, subscribe or whatever, and that will show me that that you like it, and I can and I might do more of those if you do. And if not, I don't know. If you don't like the video, then I'm sorry for you going through this 1 hour almost long video and listening to me. But either way, I hope you got some value. So hope you have a good one. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.